So check it. Jesse's posted up in his crib, chilling in his recliner. Skinny Pete hits him up with a voicemail breaking down Combo's funeral. Jane rolls in and introduces Jesse to that China White, passing him a set of 2 needles. She's on some mixology level shit, whipping up a meth and heroin speedball real quick. Jesse takes a hit, and boom, he's straight up taken over by a next level high.
I appreciate that this episode holds the cringiest scene in this entire show, and probably everybody's like favorite scene from this whole show.
Yeah, definitely one of the most creative.
Like, everyone really likes the scene where Jesse does heroin for the first time.
Because it's like...
Cool?
It's cool.
Good music set to it and all that.
Like, it's, as far as like cinematography, like film as an art form, right? Adam Bernstein took that scene of Jesse doing heroin for the first time, and he decided to create something. You know what I'm saying? To really like do something unique in order to communicate Jesse's experience to the audience, because just having him like his face go kind of like crazy and then him lay back down on the bed, that's not enough. Like, it doesn't really convey
the effect that he's feeling right now.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a movie called Trainspotting?
I haven't.
Trainspotting is a drug movie. All of the main characters do heroin. And it also does a really, really good job of conveying the effects of heroin, but in an opposite dynamic, where Jesse's experience looks very, very euphoric, and it looks fucking nightmarish in Trainspotting all the time. I think it's very interesting drug experiences in cinema and media and stuff like that, and how they convey how these drugs affect you.
Right, because even like Fear and Loathing has like a whole different
vibe
to it, and it's really interesting how they took it and made it, because Jesse would have had to have this kind of experience in order to continue.
Oh yeah.
So the fact that they displayed it as euphoric, but they really, really balled out on it. Like, they had to build a rig. Like, you know, we've seen the behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, most of our viewers who are watching this have
go find it right now.
Yeah, exactly. You know, come back.
Just
we'll
go
be here forever. Go check out the behind the scenes on this, because they really had to get creative. They really had to build some stuff. And like, as an artist, I know that sometimes in order to get the exact, you know, because like we have to do work, because I'm a painter primarily. As an artist, I do oil paintings. So in order to get like the exact right scene that you want to paint, you have to collect references. And sometimes you have to do a lot of work to either find those references, or in the case of a really good piece, you can create the reference. Hire a model, you can build a set, you can do the lighting exactly the way that you want it, and then you take photos and you have your photo references right there. This is exactly what I want this painting to look like. I take that and I apply it to the director's seat in this movie. He had an idea, and he had to find a way to like make that shit happen, because he wasn't gonna, like, they didn't do it with strings or like chords. It was like very effective. Like, I understood exactly how Jesse was like, you know, I haven't used heroin.
Yeah, he was feeling good,
but you know, he was feeling good, way better than he's felt already.
Yeah, quite frankly, that's probably part of what really drove him into it. This is probably the best that Jesse's felt in weeks.
Oh yeah, especially just like how it changes your brain and makes it to where like you'll never feel that way ever again doing any of the things that you usually enjoy.
Yeah.
Your brain is rewired. The only way for you to... Yeah. Hey, yo. Adam Bernstein.
Yeah, very impressive.
Great work.
One of the best scenes in this whole show. Pete's petty.
What do you mean Pete's petty? Bro.
That whole voicemail was kind of petty, man.
Whatever, man. Jesse should have been at the funeral.
Yeah, it was his fault.
Like, and that's probably why Jesse felt like he didn't want to be there. I could see Jesse being kind of like afraid to like look, you know, Combo's loved ones in the eye. Yeah. knowing that he was partly responsible for Combo's death. But at the same time, bro, man up. Man up. Go to the funeral. Like, I would be upset at my friend for missing the funeral.
Yeah, I dig it.
And
Especially
like,
if it was their fault that this happened.
Pete is upset. And then he doesn't even bother to make an appearance at the funeral.
Yeah.
No, Jesse, like, that's fucked up, man. Like, show up. Show up at least. You don't got to talk to nobody. You don't got to, like, but this is important. This is important to, like, Badger. This is important to Pete.
Even Badger showed up. He made a point to say, even Badger's here from Fresno.
We missed you at the funeral today. Whole crew was representing. Even Badger came all the way from Fresno.
You could have, yeah, all right. That's a valid point.
Yeah, Jesse is an asshole for smoking meth instead of going to Combo's funeral. And then, you know, Jane walks in with this. And it's like, this is the beginning of Jane starting to take control over Jesse's life, in a sense.
It's interesting, it only happens for 2 episodes. It's a quick little antagonist real quick.
Yeah, once she starts making threats, she's definitely an antagonist. She's also like a foil, in a sense. Like, that she's trying to wrestle control of Jesse from Walt. And she's doing it pretty effectively.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of it. Getting him into her drug. And it's almost like, the way that I look at it, she's hijacking his emotional state. Because he's significantly weak-willed.
Yeah.
It's like he's dealing
to say the least.
He's dealing with mad, like, will debuffs right now. And she strolls in with this, like, she's not bringing heroin so that Jesse can try it to make him feel better about his friend. She's bringing heroin so that she can do some heroin, and she wants him to get into it with her.
I think so too.
It's like she's hijacking his reasons, his emotional state. She's using that to her advantage in order to do some heroin. And he's got some really good meth that she can mix it with.
It can't be the first time that she's done that either. Like, she's
absolutely
she's so smooth with it.
She's real smooth with it.
Like, damn.
She looks like she just did this yesterday. This is muscle memory and shit. Yo, they actually had a guy on set consulting them. He was like an ex addict, I want to say.
For realism?
Yeah. And yeah, for realism. But the way that they portray it, she is so fucking ready for this.
Yeah. She's like psyched.
She's making the calls. Like, she's making the decisions.
It's like he needs somebody to. Jesse needs that.
By nature?
Yeah, I think so. I think Jesse, part of his personality, he prefers being the one who is told what to do. Told how things are going to be. When he's the one making the decisions.
This is, you know what? That's crazy. And that does kind of explain how he went so, like, how he fell so far after Combo's death. Because probably the way that he sees it, he tried to be in charge. He tried to be the one who was calling the shots and making all the decisions. And he got his friend arrested, his other friend robbed, and his other friend killed. And he's probably like, fuck it. I'm not making no more decisions. Let somebody else drive. Whatever. I'll let Jane drive. Okay, fine. I'll let you make all the decisions. All right.
I think another one is Hank. When he bursts in to set Walt's house on fire, and then Hank takes the reins, like, no, we're going to do this a different way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Jesse is always letting someone else tell him how things are going to be.
But he was also, oh, man, that season, he was on edge already. Like, his emotional state was sporadic, and he was ready to do some really impulsive things. From setting Walt's house on fire to, like, he was about to shoot him in the face.
Shoulda.
Roll credits.
Yeah.
That's how it happens.